Rob Grimes with the IFBTA, and I'm here at the EatOkra Conference, and it's the first time that they've done this before, and you can see it's the Culinary Creatives Conference. As you know, the IFBTA was one of the very early supporters and partners with EatOkra, and this conference is their first time out, showcasing different Black-owned businesses, restaurants, but also bringing education to the community as well. And the conference has many speakers all day on all kinds of different sessions. They're going to have technology sessions, culinary sessions, a lot of education, resources that are here. And as I said, there's a lot of speakers, a lot of education, but we're going to take a walk around inside the show as well, so you can see firsthand, some of the different companies that are here being represented, showcased, being talked about. And then I know this is going to be something that's going to start a road tour or something along that way as well. I'm here with Derek, and we are at EatOkra. We're going to actually take a tour, just walk around and just talk about what we see. And we'll give you that quick little view. So let's go ahead and take a walk in. So after the morning sessions, they went ahead and they opened this up to the public. And you can see that many people have come in interested in learning more about the different offerings of the community.
Bringing together like this marketplace and a conference together and doing it in tandem while we have an education stage, we have a culinary and demonstration stage, and then we just have a whole slew of exhibitors. I'm really excited about this kind of event experience we're uniquely trying to position ourselves. So we formed EatOkra to really, first was just really about highlighting Black-owned restaurants and finding out where they were. Along that journey, we understood the kind of like problem set that they started to have around resources, access to capital, mentorship and coaching. And so we started to build our community and network of folks who can actually provide those services.
For the attendees, I'm hoping that we are able to kind of foster a sense of connection there's so many amazing brands here that are represented today. And I feel like events like these give them an opportunity to meet, connect, to get to know each other and build more of a sense of community around Black food. There's so many people represented from all over the food space. And I think first and foremost, I think will be, priority number one, but also just giving them exposure, giving them an opportunity to be seen, to showcase their work, their hard work, all the amazing things that they're able to produce and provide for the community. I think that's going to be super important as well.
I think a lot of us need to come together and collaborate, more collaboration, so that we don't splinter our power, which is our brain, right?
I know, again, education's big for them.
Because it's about building community, right? So the only way to build community is through education. So I really, consulting is kind of a negative term, right? But because I'm really an educator at heart, right? I taught, absolutely. So that noun teaching, and then once you put that ing, that participle, you understand? Yes. It becomes an action, right? So now we are teaching, we are coaching, we are mentoring. We're doing all of that while we're building community, and they need it, right?
Yes.
We need that in our community to understand finances, to understand what is it to be bankable.
And technology.
And technology, absolutely, and technology.
Well, it's fantastic to see and hear kind of what are the challenges and the needs, whether it's in distribution, access, finance, capital, how to steward capital, et cetera. And so there are so many things that I take back to our community of, okay, right now, these are the folks that may have 1 or 2 locations, to your point, but are they going to be the next 25?
By the way, people expand at 1 or 2 locations. You end up as, some other part of the world because, great ideas seem to move a lot quicker, these days than they did in the past.
There's a lot of innovation that comes out, right? Because they've seen different needs in the marketplace. I met with a gentleman today that was focused on non-alcoholic beverage solutions. Right. And I mean, just bringing that type of an idea to the marketplace and how we continually challenge and finding solutions across a multitude of different.
So Pepsi Diggins started back in 2020 as a platform to support and uplift Black-owned restaurants and really helping them gain more access to capital, tools to grow their business and more visibility in an industry where they were feeling underseen and underserved. And so through that platform, we connected with EatOkra as a multi-year partner to help their platform grow, and then in turn help us reach more Black-owned restaurants and considering the fact that they have the largest directory of Black-owned restaurants.
Well, there are over 26,000 restaurants here in New York City, and over 6,000 of them are Black-owned.
So what are the resources that are actually available? I mean, EatOkra is going to go ahead and bring them to life and publicize this country, across the country. But what are those kinds of resources? What is it that really should be done?
Well, it really should be done. I think it always starts with capital. It definitely starts with capital. And I think that Black-owned businesses need to be bankable. And we need to understand, how do we get there? Banking 101. How do we set ourselves up for success? Because ultimately, yeah, it's about the recipes, but it should be called the business restaurant instead of the restaurant business. Because in order for this to be a sustainable business, there's got to be checks and balances. There's got to be profits. So how do we get there? First of all, we have to understand profits and loss, P&Ls, okay? We have to understand food costs. So there's so much more that goes into this industry than just cooking. And also, if we don't understand that, which is fine, because I like to stay in my lane sometimes too, but what we have to do is surround ourselves with a community that supports us in areas that we may not be as strong in. And that's what EatOkra is about.